Good morning, good morning, good morning, all my good people out there. Man, welcome to Trade Genius Live. I am your host, Trend Genius, and it's Monday, beginning of the week. Man, I'm ready to get this thing going, man. And I appreciate all the just want to say to get this out there now. I appreciate all the well wishes. And surgery went well. Just sitting here with that boot on. But like I said, I'm locked in for y'all. I ain't letting nothing stop. You know what I'm saying? This beautiful movement that we got going. So we gonna rock. Yeah, so let's get into it, man. We had a lot of stuff going on over the weekend. Country at war. Man, it's a lot of stuff going on right now. And it's definitely affecting the markets, man. Good morning, y'all. How y'all feeling? Hit me up in the comments. Let me know how y'all feeling this morning. How are y'all feeling this morning? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. How are y'all feeling? I'm feeling good considering. Yes. Kika Bug, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Fresh off the weekend. For me, it's been a party on the sofa. It's been a party on the sofa for me this weekend. Yes, it has. But it's been cool. It's been good. No complaints. No complaints. It could always be worse. Could always be worse. Y'all can hear me okay? I think my mic and everything is good. That's what's up. We got 13 minutes to the open. It's going to be a crazy day today. Who else in the building? Good morning. Good morning. Antonio, good morning. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get it. Let's get it. Who else in the building? Talk to me. What y'all got? Who in the building? I want to know. Y'all got to excuse me. I'm be probably doing a lot of rearranging. I got this foot down here. But we gonna make it. Oh, that's what's up. Feeling great, ready to learn. Awesome. That's what we want. That's what we want. That's what we're here to do. We're here to get some of this, soak this good knowledge up so we can get our trading game together. Excuse me. All right, there we go. Ready to learn. That's what's up. That's what's up. Let's see here what we got. Who else in the building? Give me some likes. Like me up. Let me know how you're feeling. 12 minutes to the open. It's funny, y'all. Good morning. Twyla, good morning. Thanks for popping in. Thanks for stopping. Thanks for hanging with us this morning. Appreciate you here. Appreciate you being here. But yeah, I didn't, believe it or not, I'm energized. I didn't sleep well last night. I ain't gonna lie. This foot was kicking my butt. Man, I don't know. It was good. Like I went to lay down, did all my little routine, laid down. I was good. Then I don't know, sometime in the middle of the night last night, this foot was like, no, bro, we about to wake up. I was, whew. I ain't even take no pain pill either. I'm really not good with narcotics and popping pills. So I just dealt with it. I just stuck it out. You know what I mean? Football player, you deal with pain when you're a football player. You're used to dealing with pain, used to playing with pain. You know what I mean? It's pain, but it's all good. Right now, it's feeling good. Excuse me, nothing going on. And it's usually when because I have my foot elevated, it's usually when I put my foot down or I'm walking on the crutches and the blood rushes to it. Woo! That thing be throbbing. But hey, it's good. Feeling good right now. I think my foot knows, like, my guy got to do a live stream, so we we gonna give him some grace. We gonna give him some grace so he can get through this live stream. But nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and jump into some news. We got about 4 minutes and change to the open. So news today, Monday, March 2nd, we are looking at, we got PMI, ISM manufacturing PMI this morning. For all y'all, we know we talked about this, forexfactory.com. You can go ahead on and get it. Absolutely, absolutely, bro. Still showing up. I ain't got no, bro, I don't do complaints. I don't do complaints. I don't do excuses. You know what I mean? Like, we gonna get it in. Regardless, I'm here. I'm gonna make it happen on my end. No excuses. So going back, we got news today, 7 a.m. red folder. We got orange folder at the same time. And just to give y'all a little tidbit, like you see these little folders right here. See these little folders right here. So 7 o'clock, red folder, orange folder. But right to the side of it, you can actually click this. Hey, good morning, Melanie. Thanks for stopping in. You can click this, open detail, and it gives you a whole breakdown of everything that's going on. Like it tells you like what the source is, the measures. It gives you prior history on this news, tells you when it's released, the next release. This gives you everything, man. It's some really, really good information in here. Like, don't sleep on these little folders on the side right here. This gives you a lot of information. You can read up on all these different news events and understand, exactly what's going on and what this news about, what it's about, and where the source is from, and it just gives you everything. It's really, really cool. Really, really great tool. Then all you gotta do is hit the X, it closes it, and boom. So we got red folder and orange folder at 7. After that, we're good. The rest of this is overnight stuff. Great Britain, Austria, New Zealand, Japan, so on and so forth. So let's jump in the charts. Jump on the charts. So if y'all remember on Friday, I told y'all we were going to talk about this 8% line. Because of all what I had going on this weekend, I didn't get a chance to finish it up. I started it, but I did not finish. Tomorrow we'll definitely get into the 8% line because I am a person of my word, and we definitely have to talk about that. That's very important. So tomorrow we will definitely get on it. I will have it finished up this today, and we'll definitely talk about the 8% line tomorrow. So but yeah, so it's kind of looking at the charts. Price was kind of doing some wild stuff last night. So where are we at? So let's get to the open. I'm gonna jump to the 5-minute just so we have a little bit clearer view. So last night, price, it gapped down really, really far. This is where price ended on Friday. As you can see the time, 1:55 Friday. And then when the market opened, it gapped down. Big, huge gap. And that was expected due to the news, right? Due to everything that we had going on this weekend. So that was expected. Had a huge gap down. And price pretty much started going a little sideways a little bit, a little slight consolidation. Got a little bullish, and then right around 5, a little bit after. Good morning, Taylor. Good morning. Thanks for stopping in. Right around, a little bit after the beginning of Asia session, price was just bearish. It recovered after the start of London, and now we're getting some bullish trending going on, but we're in this reversal zone right now. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to see what price does when it opens. What price does when the market opens in 6 minutes. So, man, how was y'all weekend? Let me know in the chat. How was y'all weekend? Let me know. Anybody do anything exciting? How was y'all weekend? I definitely want to know. How was y'all weekend? Let me know. How was y'all weekend? How was y'all weekend? Anybody do anything exciting? this weekend? Let me know. And let me get some likes, y'all. Get them likes up for me. Oh, nice. You had work to do. You was working this weekend. That's what's up. That's what's up. What else? What y'all do this weekend? What y'all do this weekend? Let me fix my chair. It was blessed, back tested, and slept. Hey. That sounds like a very great weekend. You back tested and slept. That's what's up. The back testing, that's amazing. That's good stuff. That was usually my schedule. That's usually, I mean, it's my schedule, but I had a lot of stuff going on, so things changed a little bit. But Saturdays was my day to get my back testing in. I would back test on Saturdays because it's, it's a market is closed. You ain't got to worry about getting up early for the ones that do have to get up early, depending on where you are in the world. And Saturdays would be my day to back test. Really, really cool day. Spend some good quality time with the family. That's amazing. That's always a good thing to do. That's what's up, Serena. Thanks for popping in with me. I know you're probably a little busy this morning, but thanks for showing up. I appreciate you. You know I do. But yeah, so as y'all can see, I got this order set on my chart right here. A little strategy that I'm possibly looking to take this trade if we get the right price action. I got it sitting there. If I do take this trade, I'll definitely set my stop loss and my TP after that. But we're gonna just see how it goes. We got about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes to open. And yeah, let's see what we get. But yeah, the weekend is always, can we get a live back testing session with you? Absolutely. That would be amazing. Yep, we'll set that up. And what we'll do is we'll plan a day for it. Like we'll go through, a few live stream days, and then we'll plan. And then we'll just talk about every day. Hey, hypothetically speaking, on this day we'll do it. Yeah, we can do it. Definitely do a back testing session. That'll be pretty cool. I definitely would like to do that. What we'll do is we'll do it like after market open. Like once we'll pick a day, and then we'll see how price is going, because we don't want to have a back testing session on a day that we could possibly, get in some good trades. So we'll just kind of keep that in mind. But to answer your question, Melanie, yes, that is no problem. And thanks for asking. And anyone else, if you have like any suggestions on anything, like, what I'm saying? Like, that's what we're here for. Ask questions. We can do stuff. I'm down. I'm only one brain. I have all of y'all brains too. So we in this together, like I stated. So, if you have any suggestions about anything, or you got something that you want to do, you know what I mean? Let's collab on it. All right, 1 minute to the open. 1 minute to the open. So let's see here. I'm expecting price to be bullish, just because we have so much bearish momentum, not just because of that, but also because of news, what's going on, with the war and all of that stuff, as well as we're by this 8% line. And I don't really, with this 8% line, that's why we're definitely going to talk about this tomorrow, because it's very important. And also why I use this, and it's another confluence for me and my bias, to just, get an understanding of market sentiment, because at the end of the day, that's how we, we figure out what's going on. All right, market open. Let's see what we got. Market open. 6:30. Market open. Let's see what kind of price action we get. I thought it was going to be kind of volatile this morning when it opened, but looked like it opened pretty mild. I was expecting some, like some boom, 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 like, some pretty lightsaber type candles, or even if not lightsaber candles, I was expecting like some big, like some good movement, some good volume, but we'll see. We'll see. Like I always say, never be married to your bias. Have your bias, get an understanding of market sentiment, and then just kind of go from there. You think it's going to be bearish? That's what's up. That's what's up. And Melanie, what makes you think it's going to be bearish today? No answer is the wrong answer. Just trying to see what you're looking at. See, this is what I was thinking. Well, I'm on a 5-minute too, so let me let's see. Let me go to this 15. We had a little parallel channel break. All right, looks like I'll possibly be taking this trade. It's looking good for me. Yeah, I'll definitely be taking this trade. My entry is 739.75, basically the break of this previous swing high. I'll have a pretty huge stop loss. All right, so we're in this trade. See what we got. 25, 4593. Boom. All right, so stop loss will go right here. All right. So let's see what we get. We're in this trade. Tapped us in. We're on a 15-minute. And let's see what we get. Let me set some TPs at the same time. Let's go here. And let's go here. Let's set this up. And it is today the 2nd. My little risk reward tool, and time is going to be 7:55. We're doing pretty good on this trade so far. 7:55. You know what? Let me just get this out the way. I'll do this another time because I want y'all to see what's going on. Let me do this. So up 300 on it. Doing pretty good. I think I'm going to take profit. Let's see here. You know what? Because this reversal zone, I'm kind of looking at what's going on left. I always say look left. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see here. Let me put it here and then slide it down. So let's go sell limit. I'm going to make this 4. Order submitted. And then I'm going to slide this down. I'm just going to leave a runner. Let this go here. Actually, take it about there. And let's see what we get here. I really wanted it right there. Because I wasn't quick on the draw, but there we go. I really wanted it like right. Let me leave it alone. All right, cool. So we just banked 4 of those. Let me change my stop loss down to 1. We got 1 runner in here. And I'm going to move this just above break even. So now we are in a free trade. So we're going to let that 1 runner just cook. So there we are. Am I copy trading? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm copy trading 10 accounts. Absolutely. So we're just going to let that cook. Let's see here. I think if y'all know me, I'm super disciplined, super like keep the greed out, keep the greed out of the equation. I ain't got to get the whole move. If I just get a piece of the move, I'm good with that. So I will, let me see. I'll let that runner cook to, let's see here. I'll let it cook to this previous swing high. That's like almost the middle of this gap that was formed last night. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna take my little 1 My sell, my TP right there, my sell limit, and we'll see. But yeah, so as you saw, I went in with 5 micros. I'm on micros. That's what I trade. I'm a micro. I mean, I do minis on. There's only like one strategy that I do minis on. It's my overnight strategy. But as far as like during the day, market open, I trade 5 micros. That keeps me safe. That keeps my account safe. We talked about this on Friday. We talked about protecting capital. And that's how you protect your capital. So I go in micros. As you can see on micros, still banked, still made money. I'm gonna show y'all my P&L on my accounts when we get done. Excuse me, which I would do that every trade that we take, profitable or not profitable. So once again, we're on a 15-minute. We took a break of basically this parallel channel, and the break was at the previous swing high. But if y'all pay attention, I had my limit order set right here, but you'll notice sometimes price will get you in and you get a little slippage, and that's what exactly happened. I don't know if y'all paid attention to that. My limit order was actually set right here at this previous swing high, but when price tapped me in, look, a little slippage there. It happens. It's part of the game. You know what I mean? You can't even worry about it. You can't let it bother you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just what we live with as traders. So yeah. I mean, normally with your runner, you could let your runner cook. But actually I'm just gonna be modest. I'm gonna get out right here, be disciplined, take what the market gave me. I'm not in here to take what I want to take out the market. Also, too, I don't have a dollar amount bias. Like I don't go into the market saying I got to make 500. Like that's not how I trade. I go into the market looking for a good setup. I take the setup, and then once I decide that I'm going to take the trade, I start kind of getting an idea of where my TP is going to be. I left the runner, so it's cool. I'm good with that. And I mean, I can always trail it. I can move this up here and, even play it safer, get a little bit more money. Can we get a trade recap after just to explain your thought process and setup? Yeah, we can do that. That's no problem. Yeah, so some people will trail it with a runner. Most of the times with a runner, what you would want to do is you would want to just kind of move your stop loss into profit and just above entry. So even if price comes back, at least you left see this room right here. That's enough room to pay for your fees for that one contract that's still going. Because remember, you're going to pay fees on every contract that we trade, right? So just to kind of think ahead, we'll go ahead on and always leave a little bit of room. You don't want to put it here. I mean, that's still a little bit of bread, but I like to give myself a little bit of room to, you know what I'm saying? Still get a little bit out of it, but still give the trade room to breathe. So a lot of times people will set a runner and they'll leave a runner and, their TP might be way high, somewhere maybe at this next daily level, or sometimes they don't even set a TP for their runner. They just let their runner go. And of course they're watching their trades. And then at some point they decide when they want to get out. Me, like I said, I'm gonna take it to this previous swing high. I like to be real conservative in my trading, and I like to be conservative and stay conservative because that's just a repetitious mental habit. So every time you get in a trade, you're looking for, you're coming in with a conservative approach, not like, oh, I'm gonna get everything I can out this trade, because that's not how we trade. That's not a good habit to facilitate. We always want to take what the market gives us. So with that said, you know what I mean? You see, it was very modest, very, 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 very modest. I think right now we're up total on this trade. We're up about $700. The good thing is on the 4 micros that I banked when I trimmed my position. So I went in with 5. I set a TP of 4 at a area where I knew it was, how I say, it was safe, which was like right at this, below this reversal zone. And when I say safe, meaning like safe, like I'm gonna bank this. Now that's banked. I kept my account safe. When I banked those 4, it was like $555. It's not bad, right? It's good bread for some clicks. And then I left my one runner, and now we cooking around 690, 700. Even if this does come back to get me, at least we know we still for sure in the bank, we got $555 in 10 accounts. So if you think about it, that's $5,500 for today. Not bad for some clicks. How long have we been in it? We're actually in this trade with in mind that, remember, we got news at 7. So I don't plan on holding this trade past 7 o'clock. I was looking to get in and get out. And when news happens. We got our bread. Our accounts are safe. And we can just watch the market at that point. And we're done for the day. Like I told y'all, I'm one and done. So, because with news, it's going to be, it can be very, very volatile. We got so many current events going on right now with the war and everything that news can be super crazy. It could lightsaber candle up, lightsaber candle down. Like, you don't want to be in a trade with that going on. Like, never be in a trade with news going on. I call that account suicide. Just not a good thing. Just not a good thing. That's just not how you want to trade. Once again, remember, we always want to keep our accounts safe. So that's the way you keep them safe. Never trade during news. Never trade during news. I will reiterate that. Never trade during news. So we're just going to let this cook. See what it do. I'm going to jump down to the 5-minute just to see what I see there. Oh, okay. So price is, jump down to the 5-minute. You kind of get an idea of what's going on. A little bit more clear picture. So prices went inside this reversal zone and it's kind of holding inside there. Let's jump down to the 1-minute. Probably going to see the same thing exactly. So prices just went up, came out the reversal zone. Well, it didn't go out. It wicked out. Price stayed in, and a little pullback here, which is normal, right? Price doesn't just always go in one direction. We got to get a little pullback, no matter if we're going long or short. That's just the way how price action works. So we'll see. We'll see what it does. Either gets that one runner out at my TP up here, or it'll come down and hit the stop loss. Either way, we know for a fact that we banked $555. So we are good. Excuse me, we have nothing to worry about, which is a free trade right now. So we're good. Think about it. We got into it, no stress, super easy, super simple. And on top of that, I was looking for some bullish momentum after all the bearish momentum we had. And like I said, also with news and also being by the 8% line. So there's a few different factors that I use with this trade. And also this is a trade that one of the coaches in the community that I'm in, it's one of the strategies that he trades. So I've really gotten into his style. His style is a lot similar to my mentor's style. Actually, my mentor pretty much taught him as well how to trade. So he picked up some stuff, he picked up a trading style and some trading points from my mentor, but then he flipped it into his own style, which was really, really cool. No, this is not the 15-minute banger. No, this is not. Yeah, so I went to he had 2 boot camps. I attended both his boot camps because I just had to support him. I believe in supporting our coaches on top of that. But also too, like, looking at his strategy, like, it's very, very similar to what I already do in my trading. So it's not like I had to really change anything or, trade a total different style. It's what I already trade with a couple of more added variables, so to speak. But everything is pretty much still the same. So boom. So we're coming out of there. So right now we're sitting at about a little bit about 800 total. We got 500, about 555 banked off those first 4 micros. And as you see, we're still cooking around 2 something right now. So we're not looking too bad. Looks like price is having a hard time breaking out of this reversal zone. So yeah. But like I said, it's a free trade, stress-free trade. We ain't worrying about it. I mean, even if we got in a trade and it came down and took us out, once again, a non-profitable trade is what? A business expense. So that's how we always look at our trades when we're trading. So anybody in anything? Anybody in anything? Anybody in anything? Anybody in a trade? No, you're waiting for the reversal? Gotcha. What makes you think that it's going to reverse? Yo, you just showed up. Something on the strat trend? You just showed me. You just showed me something on strat. I have mine still up in training because my rules wouldn't allow entry. Plus, I was on the golf course and didn't want to trade my phone yesterday. Oh, got it. No, my internet tripping. Got you. Waiting to get. I'm telling you, it must be. So I want to say, y'all, just bear with me. I'm noticing there's like a little delay on the comments and stuff like that because then a bunch of the comments just jumped in. No, my internet tripping. Are you in bearish? No, I'm in bullish. We're in a. If you see, look, blue line. Because my green candles are blue, my red candles are white. I just changed them. This is like my little system. Darren just got out of YM on 2-minute chart. Nice. You got out. I'm assuming you were profitable. That's what's up. But yeah, I took a parallel channel break on my trade. Entry was, well, let's see here. Entry was supposed to be right here at the top of this swing high. But as I was explaining earlier, we get a lot of slippage sometimes. We'll get in a trade and you'll notice your whole entry price changes. It's just what it is. Like, it's just what it is. So, but yeah. I trimmed my position right here below this reversal zone. I'm in on 5 micros. I trimmed 4. So I banked like $550. And then I left one micro runner, and then I moved my stop loss. My stop loss was here. Actually, it was here. And then once I banked those 4 micros and left one runner, I moved my stop loss up into profit and moved it, right above, gave me a little space right here to still make a little bit of bread in the event that price comes back and takes me out. At least I can still cover the fees of that contract with a little modest profit. All right, what we got? Yes, got in when you did. Nice. So we banked together. That's what's up, Kikabug. That's what's up. If y'all want, if you want to let this run, you can let it run. Me, I'm very conservative, as I was stating earlier. So I'm just gonna take what the market give me, and then I'm good. That's right near or at an entry last night. Oh, gotcha. Well, actually, entry last night, if you were trading, well, I don't know what strategy you were trading last night, so let me not even say that. But yeah. So looks like runner might get taken out. Oh, it went right there, right at the tippy. Well, it's gonna stay there. We're gonna leave it there. We're good. It's a free trade right now, stress free. You know what I mean? We ain't over here stressed out, worrying about anything. Whatever happens. We did the right thing. I saw a strategy. I saw a good setup. I was pretty confident in my bias that it would be bullish today with everything going on. Overnight market sentiment, huge bearish trend right here from what? That was 5:15 to 12. So that was about 6, almost 7 hours of a bearish trend overnight. We had news coming out at 9 minutes. Also, too, this 8% line. I never really expect price to go too much lower than this. And once again, we're going to talk about this tomorrow. I will not, like I said, I started it, but I didn't finish it. We'll talk about 8% line tomorrow. And so my ideology today on my bias was, all right, we had a lot of bearish movement last night. Number one. Number two, I did not expect price to go too much lower than this 8% line. And tomorrow we'll discuss that. You'll understand why. And also with that said, I figured price would rebound and go bullish. You know what I mean? We had a nice little, pretty much like a parallel channel here. And I took the entry right at the break of this previous swing high because that would let me know that we're having a change of character. You know what I'm saying? So that was my other confluence. Like I felt comfortable taking it there. If price never got above this, I would have never taken a trade nowhere below it because I want to see a change of character. We did have a break of structure. Break of structure was right about here. Structure meaning this is bearish structure. The break of it was about here. This break would be change of character. And these are things that you can actually look up. You can just go to YouTube or anywhere and just Google like change of character, break of structure. And you can find a lot of stuff on that just to kind of get an understanding because there's certain areas where our candles are when we're having trends in either directions. And that's how you can know and learn what is a break of structure and a change of character. They're two different things. Break of structure just let you know that the initial trend, whichever way it's going, has been broken. But it doesn't necessarily mean on a break of structure that you have a confirmed trend going to a certain particular way. So you want a change of character for that. That's why it's called a change of character. Kind of the name, hence the name is in the word, or the meaning I would say is in the word, right? Change of character. So the change of character would have been when price broke this. So that's why I went ahead and placed my entry there. We had a little slippage. It happens. It is what it is. And we're just going to let it cook. So either price going to come down and hit my stop loss and I'm a bank what I'm a bank, or it's going to come back up and hit that sell limit. Look how it got. It's funny how price is. Look how close it did. Look at that. How close did it get to the stop, to my take profit level here? What's the high here? High here is 28.99. So we're talking 3 points. So about 12 ticks. Yeah, 3 points, so about 12 ticks. Actually, 15 ticks to be exact because it's 2.5. So that's 2 ticks. And then, what was it? 90. High was 8.99. So 8.99 to 9.02 is 3 points. Of course, 3 times 4 is 12. And then add these 2 ticks right here, 0.25, 0.50. So 14 ticks technically off of my last TP for my runner. So, hey, it is what it is. No big deal. Price is just loving this RZ, which I'm not surprised. Let's jump down to the 5. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at it's funny how price is. Look at that. Those candles are like almost identical, right? Look at that. Just about identical on the body closes. A trip. So yeah, so we'll see. We still, if you see, we're still trending up because we're still making higher highs and higher lows. You can see, you can draw a little line and you can see that we're still trending up. So that lets you know that we still have bullish momentum, right? Because we're still trending up. Yeah. that off my chart. Go back to this 15. Check this 1 minute. Yeah, look at prices kind of playing in here, which I kind of anticipated. That's why these reversal zones are on my chart, because they give you an idea of what price is going to do when it gets to these levels. But yeah, so with that said, we're going to let that cook. I got out and made a nice profit. That's what's up, Kikabug. Yeah. News in 5. Yep. Thank you, Taylor Pruitt. Yeah, that's what's up, Kikabug. That's smart. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. Bank that bread. Yeah. Take what you took, what the market gave you. Smart. That's what you do. You ain't gotta ride it out. Like, really, I have this set here only because it's a runner. I could have just got out, at any moment, like I just exit. But I was gonna say, give me an opportunity to let this runner cook right before news. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I think what I may do, because I am in a couple of I'm in some prop firm accounts. So let me see where we at. So I think just to keep it safe, so this way I don't break no rules, I'm gonna go ahead on and I'm going to take profit right now and just be done on this last candle. See what this last candle give us. Yep. Where we at? 6:57. So about 2.5 minutes to news at 7. Yeah, about 2.5 minutes. And I'm just gonna take profit. All right. So total on that, we banked. Let's see here. I'll do this for y'all. And on this, we got we have, it was basically we got 793.50 on 10 accounts. Some of them are showing 794.50. You know how that is. If you ever copy traded before, one of them is showing 797. So we didn't do too bad. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I have 13 accounts. 10 of them are 10 of them are sim funded. 3 of them are evals. As I told y'all, I like to still trade evals. And then when those evals are passed, they just, once they become sim funded, they're banked, because you can only trade a maximum of 5 sim funded accounts. So I like to do that. So that's why I got 3 evals in there. If you was wondering, like, well, why you got 10 sim funded and 3 evals. So 3 evals are a part of 5 of those sim funded from the same account. The Apex new rules. You know what? I saw it came out. I didn't read it, but it's on my list. I have my list right here. It's on my list today. I need to read that because I trade Apex. I didn't trade Apex today, but I do trade Apex. I trade TEF. So I trade a few different ones. I always say what you want to do is you want to have a good number of different accounts, because every prop firm account, there's certain strategies that you can't trade, especially when you're worrying about consistency rule and those kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, each one of my accounts, I trade particular strategies on them. My TEF accounts, you know what I'm saying, which that's where my heart and soul is, and when we're with TEF. But even with those, because of the consistency rule, like you want to be, I'm very, very careful with those accounts. You know what I mean? Like I trade particular strategies with those accounts because of that reason. All right, so 7 o'clock just hit. News came out. I guess that's why we're getting a little small volume spike here, but doesn't look nothing too crazy. There's no lightsaber candles or nothing like that. I mean, the candle's kind of small. Still got the bullish momentum going on. So yeah, so actually it was two different forms of news today. It was PMI and ISM ISM manufacturing prices. Yep. So let's go back. So news candle, kind of womp. I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be something pretty extensive. Let me go there. I was probably gonna be like a real high volume type candle, but not really. So it's cool. This what I kind of anticipated, but it's all good. So news was, I guess today we can say news at 7 was nothing too crazy on a volume level. So with that said, let's jump over to the question of the day, y'all. Jump over to the question of the day. You know, I always like to give y'all some good questions just to pique your mind. Excuse me 1 second, y'all. I got a little rearrange this foot. Dealing with this foot. I got my pillow right here. I wish y'all could see. I got my pillow right here. It's my little pillow. I got it on a little stool. So when I get to feeling like I need to put it up, I go ahead and, put it up. But yeah, just let y'all know I'm over here prepared. But yeah, it's a little, have to rearrange on my foot, but we good. So question of the day today. Question of the day. I thought this was a pretty good one. I like to always get a question a day that's going to, make us think, right? So I thought about this one. I wrote it, rewrote it a couple of times, and let's get it. What invalidates your bias today, and will you respect it? No doubt. No doubt without prejudice. That's what's up. For real though, right? Just right here in the view, just big old boot. You know what I'm saying? That's too funny. I love it. That's too funny. But yeah, what invalidates without prejudice? That was funny though. I ain't gonna even lie. That was a good one. I love it. What invalidates your bias today, and will you respect it? So today on the trade that I took, nothing invalidated my bias, but it's a question to always ask yourself. What invalidates your bias today, and will you respect it? It doesn't necessarily, today is just for the sake of the question, but really it's what invalidates your bias, whatever day it is, and will you respect it? Let me know in the chat. What invalidates your bias, and will you respect it? Like, let me know. What invalidates y'all bias? Let's start there. What would invalidate your bias? Time of the day, news. Because think about it. Bias without invalidation, that's gambling. Think about what I'm saying. Bias without invalidation is gambling. News a lot of the time, that's a good reason for an invalidation of your bias. You know what I'm saying? And remember, it's just the opposite, right? Every bullish bias needs a bearish invalidation, right? To a bearish invalidation level for you to be like, oh, my bias is invalidated. Like, to give you an example, let's jump here for the trade that I took today. So I would tell you what would have invalidated my bias today. So let's jump back. What would have invalidated my bias today if price never went above this previous swing high, which is my change of character, and actually would have been my entry if it had came down and seeing a clearly opposite direction news, keep thinking I could give more. Yeah. Give more. Also too, for me, what invalidated my bias, if price would have just been kind of hanging out here and went past this low, that would have invalidated my bias. And would I have respected it? Absolutely. If price would have came down here and made a new low, I would have definitely took that limit order off my chart, and I wouldn't have gotten that trade. You know what I'm saying? So that would have invalidated my bias, and absolutely I would have respected it. So the question for you is, like as I stated, what invalidates your bias and will you respect it? Invalidating your bias is one thing, respecting it is the main important thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to make sure that whatever invalidates our bias, that we respect that. If we don't respect that, we're gambling. We're just jumping in. We don't want to do that. We want to keep our discipline intact and our professional acumen intact when we're trading. Remember, this is our business. You know what I'm saying? This is serious. We take this very, 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 very serious when we are entering our trades, and also too factoring in our bias and those type of things, right? So the real discipline, how would I say, the real discipline test is, will you respect the invalidation of your bias and hold true to it every single time that you trade? Not just today, like I traded today, not just today, tomorrow, the next day, and so on and so forth. Like that's what's important. You know, that's what you always want to make sure of. You always want to make sure that you are keeping up on what invalidates your bias and also respecting that. Respecting it that's the key. That's the key, respecting it. Because remember, if we're not respecting the invalidation of our bias, we're gambling. And I don't know anyone that gambles with their business. I'm not gambling with my business. That doesn't make any sense. And in the space of trading, we would not be, with a lot of things, it would be the bad domino effect, right? If we're gambling, we're not protecting capital. We're not respecting our accounts. We're not exercising professional acumen or even business acumen. Those are 4 things right there. That's what's up. Twyla, I like that. I did not take a trade as your stop loss was beyond my limit. That makes sense. Very, very smart. Very, very, very smart. That is a very, very, very good thing. I applaud you for that. I definitely, definitely applaud you for that. Definitely applaud you for that, because you were smart enough to understand, like, okay, this is a trade, it's a call out, but it's way past my limit. And you understood that if that trade went against you, it's way past your stop loss limit, as well as, not as well as, way past your stop loss limit that would not allow you to keep your account safe. That makes sense. So I would say next time you can still take the trade. I don't know if you're trading minis or micros. You like that? Absolutely. You can trade micros. I traded 5. If 5 was too much for you, you can always jump down to 2, or even trade 1 micro. You can still get in. Twyla, you can still get in. I don't know if you trade minis or micros, but I would definitely encourage everyone to trade micros. Keep your account safe. And then when you're trading micros, like I said, you can kind of gauge that. If the stop loss is too big, instead of trading 5 micros, trade 2, trade 1. Because what you're doing is you're still managing your risk, and you're still allowing yourself to trade and take a good setup. So keep that in mind. But I still commend you for sitting out. To me, that was still smart. I'm just giving you a different alternative. But that, kudos to you, man. Like seriously, like that was good. That was really, really good. As traders, this is what we're supposed to do. These are all the things that we have to factor in. We have to factor in those things. How big is this stop loss? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this stop loss so big where if this trade goes against me, you know what I'm saying? It's going to put my account in jeopardy. Then yeah, that's something I won't take. Or, you know what? I'm going to drop down to these micros. I'm going to trade just 1 or 2 where I still keep my leverage and my risk low, and I still give my opportunity to make some money. But at the end of the day, if the trade does go against me, I'm not putting my accounts in jeopardy. I protected my capital. I traded with professional acumen. I used business acumen, and I respected my accounts. That's what's the most important. That's what's the most important. But once again, Twyla, kudos to you, man. Like seriously, like that's good stuff. I commend that. Like that's how you become a consistent profitable trader. I can't talk today, y'all. A consistent profitable trader. So absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff, Twyla. Good stuff. Where are we at? 710. Okay. So let's jump back to the market. Let's just take a sneak peek to see what it's doing. It finally broke this level here. This previous swing high finally broke that. Showing some pretty good bullish momentum still rocking. So that's good. If anybody is still in the trade, I don't know if anyone was still trading during news. I don't recommend that. But if you're still in the trade, you are banking. I mean, if you have a live account, then you don't have to worry about like news or whatever. But I still wouldn't trade news on my live account only because if you have some crazy volume spikes, that could possibly blow your account. But if you're trading any prop firms, you definitely want to be out. Check the prop firm. Some of them are 5 minutes before, during, and after news. Some of them are 1 minute before, during, and after news. So just go do your research. But yeah, so we banked today. We made some cool little bread. We made, let's see here. I'm not counting my evals. I told you I had 13 accounts that I traded today. 3 of them were evals. I'm not going to count them in the sake of profit. I'm only going to count what was in my sim funded. So in my sim funded, I had 10 accounts. So today we made about, we made an average of like 7,900 today in 10 accounts for a couple of clicks. Like, where can you go and do that? Sitting at home, chilling. Where can you go and do that? I don't know nowhere you can go and do that. Like, this is a really, really, really good thing to be able to come sit down and make some money off some clicks. It's pretty cool. If you really, really break that down, that's really, really, really cool. And profitable or not, like, where can you go and have the potential to make some bread, some good money, sitting down with some clicks? Because I know one thing, I don't care, most of us, wherever we worked, even where I worked, I didn't make 7,900 in no one day in a matter of a few hours with no boss, no having to clock in, no having to take a break, no having to take a lunch, not having to deal with office politics and all of those things that go on when you work for someone or when you have an employer. Let me say that, when you have an employer. So with that said, like, man, this is a blessing. This is a blessing. Nonetheless, this is a blessing. Yeah, this is a blessing. So price is cooking, man. So let's go back and let's talk about tip of the day today. Actually, you know what? I want to talk about something else. Compounding small profits go a long way. Absolutely. That's how you win in this game. That's how you win. That's how you win. Compounding, taking them small, I call them base hits. Think about it. When we get up, so let's do a little analogy, right? One of my analogies is, and I always like to share these analogies because they like help with the psyche, right? So one of my analogies is like, I'm getting up to bat and I'm just going to take a base hit on this trade. I'm just taking base hits. I'm not looking for the home run. The home run going to come, but I'm not looking for it. Just take a base hit. Because a base hit, what? It gets me on base, right? And I'm safe. And from an analogy perspective, in trading terms, we took a cool trade, made some bread, and we good. That's a base hit. We took a nice base hit today. That was amazing. We ain't had to worry, we ain't had to try to swing for the fences, so base hits. And which kind of goes exactly to what you were saying, Melanie, that compounding small profits go a long way. Absolutely. They go a long way. And that's how I live. That's how you keep your account safe. That's how you exercise professional acumen, business acumen. That's protecting your capital. That shows that you care about your business. You know what I mean? Think about that. You care about your business. This is our business. So yeah. So what'd you say, Isaac? I made my first 3K on my first live account because of you and Juvier. And one day, that was more than what I would make in a month at my full-time job. Man, that's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Man, that's what's up, man. I know that got to be a good feeling. That has to be a good feeling. And man, I'm happy for you, brother. That's what's up. Like, man, that's cool. That's cool. That's super cool to me, man. I love that. I love that. So now just think, Isaac, you lock in. I'm talking about you lock in. You bust your butt, you study, you back test, you demo trade, which is your forward testing. You really, really study, you really, really get your trading, you hone your trading skill in, close your learning curve. Imagine, man, you can tell that full-time job, get up out of here. This will be your full-time job. You know what I'm saying? Change your whole life. Not just for you, your family. I don't know if you have children. I don't know if you're married, but just anyone around you, married or not, with children or not, or with, it doesn't matter, but everyone around you, change everyone around you. And as you learn and you become, proficient in this, guess what? You can pass this on to a little brother, older brother, a sister, or uncle, someone in your family, your wife, your girlfriend. I'm just saying, like, the sky's the limit. That's why this trading game is so great. Like, you can make it good. It's not a bad thing. Like, if you really put the time in and you really study and you really, really bust your butt and put in the work, I've never known anyone to put in hard work that did not pay off. I'm going to say it again. I've never known anyone to put in hard work that did not pay off. You get in, you get out what you put in. So that's what's up, man. I'm happy for you. Like, seriously, I'm wholeheartedly happy for you, man. That's great stuff to even be able to say that. I made more in this little short time, 30 minutes. Well, we've been on the charts for how long? It's 7:17. The market's been open for 47 minutes. Like, come on, man. And you made more than you made your full-time job in a month. Wow. In one day. Amazing, man. The power of this, right? That shows you the power of this. That's amazing. And imagine if you were copy trading. Imagine if you were copy trading and say you had 2 accounts, right? And you made that 3K. That's 6K you made. You made 2 months of salary in a matter of minutes. Just say this, less than an hour. Amazing. Amazing. So, going back to what I was saying, how do y'all feel about the war? How y'all feel about that? That's something I wanted to talk about before I got into answering some of the comments. How y'all feel about the war? With it, against it, like, and it's not these are not political answers. We just talking. Like, there's no wrong, right answer. Just talking. You know what I'm saying? Just want to get everyone's sentiment in here. Like, how y'all feel about the war? Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about the war. As y'all typing y'all comments in there, I'm gonna tell y'all how I feel. I never ever did like war. I have a ton of family in military. My father was in the Air Force. All of my uncles were in the military. And what I don't like about war, and I know that we have to protect our country, but what I don't like about war is all the casualties of war. And that's a hell of a word if you think about it. Casualties of war. Just innocent people dying and stuff like that. That's the part that I just can't get with when it comes to the war aspect. Because regardless of whatever's going on in these other countries, the way I see it, these people are still human first. Before anything, they're still human. So with that said, like, man, it's for me, it's a tough deal. But that's one of my sentiments on it. Like, I just, as Jay Royal said, like, you just pray. You know what I mean? Like, you just pray. You just pray for people there, because unfortunately, people are going to be affected that had nothing to even do with any of this stuff. And that's the part that's really tough. So I've never been an advocate for that, man. I'm always an advocate for peace. I know sometimes peace doesn't work in certain situations and it escalates to war. But at the end of the day, like, God bless all the people over there in all the different countries that are, losing loved ones, losing their lives. All of our military men, God bless them and their families. You know, they got to be super brave to be over there fighting. You know, it's man, it's like a bittersweet type situation, right? Because like we need our military, we need them because they protect us. But then at the same time, it's like you think about the innocent people in the countries that are being bombed, right? Man, that's tough. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. But like I said, man, respect to our military, utmost respect to our military. Those are some brave, brave, brave souls. And you got to be brave. You got to be built a certain way and build different to even do that. I almost went to the military. I just didn't want to. I was like, I'm good. I don't want nobody yelling at me every morning and all of that stuff. Not that going to the military is a bad thing. It just wasn't for me. I have a lot of friends that went to the military, and you know, it is what it is. But that's my sentiment on it. Without prejudice, what'd you say? Can't put it all in the comments. I call them Revelation 2 Niners. Great point. Great point. Great point. Great point. We say, Melon, I just hope Canada doesn't get involved. They probably won't. Canada's real chill. That's one thing I always liked about Canada. They real chill. Canada's real chill. They probably, you guys probably won't. Either way, if you did, you got United States backing. We're allies. Regardless of what the previous administration feels about Canada, if you go back and look at the history of the United States and Canada, we've always been like locked in. You know what I mean? We've always been locked in. So with that said, either way, y'all good. But yeah. Y'all give me some likes. Hit me up on some likes, man. Y'all give me some likes. Let's like it up. Everybody that's in here, let me get a like. Let me get that free like out you. All it's gonna do is help push the channel forward, reach more people, and get the channel out there so we can build. It's only been what? It's day 5, y'all. Day 5. We ain't even been at this thing a week. We haven't even been at this thing a week. So yeah, only day 5. Day 5. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the tip of the day. Let's see what we got here. What I got for y'all. I got a good one on tip of the day today. That's why I appreciate that. I see them likes coming through. Yep. Like me up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. That's all I ask. I just ask for likes and subscriptions. That's it. I got everything else. And all that's free. 2 clicks. Click. That's all I ask from y'all. And that ain't a lot. And I'm going to be here every day. And we're going to grind every day. We're going to look a year down the road. We're going to look back at all these beginning days. And we're going to talk about how a lot of y'all became better traders based on all the information that I've given to help everyone get to that next level, because that's what this is about, getting to the next level. Live trading again, it'll be tomorrow. I'm one and done. So I took a trade and I'm done. I'm one and done. Profitable or not, I'm one and done. That's just how I rock. So the ideology is this, right? I bank, just say $790 in 10 accounts. Why would I go back into the market? Why would I go back into the market? Thank you, Darren. Appreciate you. Why would I go back into the market? Doesn't make any sense. Why would I risk going back to the market and taking my $7,900 day and possibly turning it into something less? Do I need more? I don't need any more. 7,900 ain't good. Like in one day, even if it was just $794. Let's say if it was that. Yes, always at the open. Always at the open. Since you subscribe, Darren, you'll get the notification. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll get the notification. So usually like the day before, I always set the live stream up and a notification goes out just to let you know that we'll be live in however many hours from when I set the notification till 6:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're on the West Coast, that'll be 9:15. If you're in Central Time, that'll be 8:15. So that's when we start the live stream. So yes, 15 minutes before the open, because futures open is technically at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, 6:30 Pacific. Do I mentor? The reason why I'm like, is because, okay, I like to always keep it super transparent. I'm 2 years in the game. I do have a lot of knowledge. What I'm good at mentoring at is like discipline, trading psychology, setting up your charts. I only trade NQ, so I want to be transparent on that. I only trade NQ. I don't trade YM, ES. I don't trade any of those. Not because there's anything wrong with them. I just don't trade them because I just learned. I was taught to practice trading one ticker, and I learned one ticker. I've said this before. The one ticker that you learn, you want to treat that like your girl or your guy. You know what I'm saying? To where you just understand everything about that particular ticker. So you want to learn the characteristics, how it moves, how it acts during news, times of the day. So I've been looking at NQ for the past 2 years. Actually, March, not to the day, but to the month, is exactly 2 years of my trading career. I quit my job. Go check episode 1, and you'll get a firm understanding on, how I got into this and what, where I am now in this journey. But I have no problem with that. We can definitely get some mentorship going. But like I said, I'm teaching psychology, discipline. I'm the guy that's going to tell you, like, look at me like a strength and conditioning coach. Look at me like that. If you play sports or, know anything about sports, I'm like a strength and conditioning coach, meaning I'm going to do everything, give you everything you need to be on the field. And be on the field is, of course, on the charts and be ready to trade. So look at me as that. But definitely, we can get some mentorship going. You can always, if you go to my, if you go in the description, I have an email address down there that you can always contact me at. You can also get at me in the comments. I'll go into there. Somebody on the team will, they'll let me know. But yeah, we can make something work. Absolutely. So let me go back a little bit about when I was talking about mentoring. When I getting into mentorship, I feel like that's a really, really big deal, right? To me, it's a big deal because I remember when I was seeking a mentor, right? My mentor was 7 years in the game. He had already made over $1 million in trading. So he was a mentor, coach, all of that stuff. You're welcome, Darren. No problem, brother. You're welcome. I'm here for you, man. Seriously. Yeah, but we'll definitely collab on that. So my mentor, he 7 years in the game. He made $1 million in trading, over $1 million in trading, and he runs it up. Like, my mentor, for some of y'all know who my mentor is, but my mentor, he be getting it in he be getting it in on these prop firms. He be milking them so bad that they be banning them, yo. They be like, bruh, we cool on you, bro. Like, you milking us. Like, he run it up. And when I'm saying he run it up, I'm not capping, and I don't kiss no butt. I don't do none of that. Like, I'm speaking facts. Like, he runs it up. So I felt like I wouldn't be ready to consider myself like a coach that does call outs and stuff like that. I wouldn't consider myself that ready. How would I say? Ready to do that until I had got maybe a couple more years in. But from a mentorship perspective, I definitely can give you a bunch of like trading psychology, discipline tools. I can help you with rules. I can help you with chart setup, getting the proper indicators. If you want to trade like me, hey, we can do that. If you're trading like me, you're trading like my mentor, because I trade like him. You know what I mean? Like, I totally adapted his style. So if that's something that you want to do, man, let's get it. I'm down. I'm here. Let's get it. So I wanted to put that out there. This channel was never when I started this channel, was never intended for call outs. Like, we will do live trades and I will do some call outs, but this channel was truly intended to learn. We are going to make some money along the way, though. Don't get me wrong. We're going to make some bread along the way, but it wasn't just for that. That's what's up. I got you, bro. No worries. I got you. So that was always my intentions. Like, it was to fill the gap in between being a beginner to getting to the charts and getting ready to, to trade. Like, that's the gap I want to fill. I want to get you ready and prepared. So when you get on a chart, you know how to work around your chart. You know what to look for. You know how to set different levels. You understand back testing. You understand demo trading. You understand how to implement your strategy. And then all the psychological things, because actually anybody can go in there and click buttons. You can show someone how to get into a trade and place a trade in like 1 minute. Like, that's easy, right? But it's all the variables that come with it. Understanding confluences, understanding how to get some market sentiment, factoring in news. There's a lot of moving parts in trading that you have to factor in prior to taking a trade. Understanding where your stop loss is going to be, where your take profit is. Are you over leveraging? Is it a trade that I need to enter? There's so many things, right? That's what I'm here for. That's my strong point. Like, I'm here for that. So I just want to just say that. So we'll jump into the tip of the day. Tip of the day is, if you feel urgency to enter a trade, step away for 60 seconds. Read that. If you feel urgency to enter a trade, step away for 60 seconds. And let me explain why. Urgency is what? It's emotional, right? Think about it. Urgency. It's emotional. And we should not be trading with emotions. So if you feel urgency to enter a trade, step away for 60 seconds. Get up, just walk away. Take a couple of deep breaths, come back. Because urgency can be triggered by a lot of different things. Could be some fast moving candles. You see like some super high volatile candles that might get you the urgency to want to jump in. Like, oh, I want to jump in. It's just going crazy. It's going bullish. I want to jump in. That's not a good thing. We're gambling again. That would be considered gambling. That's not good. Also, urgency means the fear of missing out. Because think about it. If you had a strategy that you were trading, there's no urgency there, right? You're just waiting for the setup. The setup comes. You set your entry, taps you in the trade. You set your stop loss. You set your take profit, and you're in a trade. There was no urgency there. You waited for your A+ setup. You exercise your strategy. You exercise discipline, entered your strategy, and boom, you're in there. Because think about it. A real setup waits for confirmation. Like the trade I took today. I waited for some confirmation. I saw something set up. I set my limit order, and I was like, okay, if price taps me in here, doesn't invalidate my bias, I'm in this trade. And that's what I did. So I just waited. I wasn't urgent. And if my bias was invalidated, I would have just canceled my limit order. And I'd have been like, cool, no problem. Like, no urgency there, no emotions. Remember, because emotions aren't structural. There's no structure in being emotional, right? When we're emotional, we're all over the place. There's no structure in being emotional. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, like, you always have to remember that. When you see price spikes, like, just pause for a second. Don't feel the urge to want to get in there, because it's an emotional reaction. And we do not trade with emotions. Remember, the market is driven by emotions. Always remember that. Why do you think the market is so liquid? The market ain't liquid because it's a bunch of conservative traders sitting there waiting, waiting for their entry, waiting for their setup. If the market was filled with those kinds of traders, the market wouldn't be as liquid as it is. It's liquid because people are in there on emotions, getting super emotional, jumping into trades when they ain't supposed to, not using no discipline, not exercising professional business acumen, not protecting their accounts, like all of those things that I talk about all the time. So keep that in mind. When you see price spikes, just pause. Just look at it like, okay, price spiking, no big deal. I'm not jumping in that, because you don't know if you're getting in at the top of that move, or if it's bearish, you don't know if you're getting at the bottom of that move. It might reverse at that point. You don't know what it's about to do. And on top of that, there's no structure there. It wasn't a strategy. You just jumped in because you saw a candle spiking. Like, that's the urgency. That's the emotional side of it. You don't want to do that. Keep the emotions out of trading. And remember, real setups wait for confirmation. Real setups wait for confirmation. Just remember that. Just remember that. And you don't want to feel pressure when you're trading. You want to have clarity. Clarity is waiting for your setup. Urgency and jumping in because the price spikes, that's all emotions. There's no structure there. So let's just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. No pressure in trading. If you guys were on when I took the trade, you saw it. Real simple, real easy. Like, saw it, took it, set my stop loss. I wasn't worried. Honestly, once I get into trades, I don't even care anymore. You know why I don't care? Because there's nothing that I can do. I still care about my accounts, but I'm saying, like, I don't care about what the trade is going to do once I get in, because I don't have any control over that. Now, do I want my trade to be profitable? Absolutely. I'm not sitting over here like with this attitude, like, I don't care if it win or lose. No, I want my trade to be profitable. I want to have a winning trade, but I also know that I don't have any control over it. So I'm not going to put any energy into, feeling like I have to put emotions into this because I want this trade to do a certain thing. I just know once I enter and I'm in the trade, all my control is relinquished at that point. So I don't really worried about it. Whatever it's going to do is going to do. Either I'm going to leave today with some profit, or I'm going to leave today non-profitable. Either way, I said I did what I was supposed to do. I followed my rules. I waited for the proper setup. I set my entry. My stop loss wasn't too wide where it would have, if the trade would have, went against me, it would have had my account in jeopardy. Nothing like that. So my take profit was realistic. It wasn't some way place that price might not ever get to. And then I was smart. I trimmed my position. I let price get to a certain point. I trimmed my position there. I went in 5 micros. I trimmed 4 micros. I left 1 micro runner to get a little bit of extra bread. I moved my stop loss into profit on that one micro runner. So if price came back against me, I still banked my 4 micros. So it was in a free trade. So think about how easy I made it on myself. Like, I made it super easy on myself. I wasn't emotional. I wasn't in no stressful situation. I had clarity. There was no urgency. Like, this is the epitome of how we want to get into every trade every time that we take a trade. Just like that. Just like that. That is the structure. That's what I was taught. And that took me time to learn. Let me say that. But being 2 years in the game now, I can honestly say, like, sometimes I even amaze myself. Like, I'm like, man, like, I was really good today with that non-profitable trade, that loss I took. I was really good with that. Like, I wasn't like, man, or like, I really, really keep poker face. Either way, even with a profitable trade, it's poker face. I'm not like, yeah, man, ooh, I got that bread today. Nope. No emotion. No emotion on both sides, profitable or not. No emotion. No emotion. Of course, you're going to feel good because I made profit. Of course, I feel good. I'm human. Of course, I feel good, but I'm not going to let the emotions get involved. Because if you allow the emotions to get involved on the profitable trades, I can guarantee you those emotions are going to seep into the non-profitable ones also. That's why there's no emotion on either side. So just keep that in mind. Anything y'all got for me, man? Anything y'all got for me? Any questions? Anything y'all got for me? Something y'all want to talk about? Like, anything y'all got for me? No FOMO. That's right. Absolutely correct. No FOMO. No fear of missing out. No fear of missing out at all. And for anybody that wants to get your hedge funder accounts, you can use my code Tradegheenyuz TEF. You can scan this QR code up here Where are we at? I got to get my fingers together because you know stuff is all on these different sides, right? So yeah, so right there, so right there. So you can scan that. That's a little referral link. Get you some percentage off. Grab you some TF accounts. You know what I mean? And get it in. But y'all got anything for me? What y'all got? How are you able to keep up with entering trades all at one time? How would I say, and exiting? It's something that you will learn. Did I do it initially? No. I was all over the place. Because it's new, right? My learning curve was, let me say this, my learning curve ain't closed either, y'all. My learning curve is still open a little bit. I still got some things to learn. And when I say learn, like, it's not like how would I say? It's not like placing trades and those kinds of things. It's not like moving around my charts. Like, I got all that down. I still can work on my trading psychology. I still can work on my discipline. Think about it. That's something we can work on all the time. So I'm always working on that because think about it, only takes one time to lose discipline, mess your trading psychology up, and you can start blowing accounts and go into a slump. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you too. Tariq, that's what's up. I appreciate you too for being here. Absolutely. But yeah, so I work on my discipline every day. Like seriously, I work on it every day. Remember, as traders, we are like athletes. I go back to this analogy. Remember, just take your favorite athlete, whoever he or she is. They train every day. I don't care how good they are. They train every day. You take some of the best athletes. They train every day. So think about that. They train every day. We are the same way. Train every day. Every day you train. Every day you want to work on your psychology, your discipline. You know what I mean? Your risk management, your leverage. Just every day. I still back test. I don't back test every weekend like I used to. I was back testing probably every weekend for probably 13, 14 months. When I became profitable, it's not that I stopped back testing. I wasn't back testing every day. I mean, every weekend, because I would just spend like hours back testing because I know my strategies now. So now when I back test, I probably back test maybe like twice, 2 Saturdays in a month. Like for every 4 weeks, I get 2 Saturdays in a month in. And that's because I still want to keep my repetition going, right? Like I understand my strategies. I know how to implement them. I know where my stop losses should be. I know where my take profits should be. Like I know that like the back of my hand now, but I still back test. And I trade the same strategies. I don't bounce around to different strategies. That's the other thing also. I trade the same strategies that I learned from day one that my mentor had taught me. I still trade those strategies right now today. I am learning another strategy that's similar to the strategies that I trade, and that was the trade that I took today. But the only reason why I was open to learning that is because it's very similar to what I already trade. It's the same ticker, using pretty much the same confluences, just with some different confluences added. It has reversal zones, it has daily levels, it has unmitigated levels, pretty much everything that I do already. So I didn't have to change my strategy psyche to learn a new strategy. I'm implementing a new strategy, but it's pretty much what I already do with some added confluences. That's pretty much it. So for me, I was cool with that. Now, would I just go and learn another new strategy? Probably some time down the road when I just feel like, I want to learn something new. And when I do, it'll probably be like a scalping strategy because I'm not a scalper. I'm a strategy trader, but at some point I want to learn a scalping strategy only because, and let me tell you why, only because let's say the market is, I'm just hypothetically speaking. Let's say the market is in this particular state where I can't make no bread off my strategies, but I know in scalping, you can make money in scalping in small windows. So I thought it'd be something good just to add to my repertoire. You know what I mean? Just to have it. And that'll be in time. But I perfected the strategies that I had first, and I learned one strategy at a time. I didn't try to learn them all at once. I learned one, back tested one for 3 years, forward tested it in my demo account. When I say forward tested, I was demo trading it in my demo account. When I saw profitability in my demo account, then I started trading it live. Comments wouldn't let me put it all in. This is a journey, long story short. If you want to be something, hang around a crowd that is already experienced, successful, and tap in. We in the right place. That's what's up Without Prejudice. Can't say it no better than that. Can't say it no better than that. That's what's up. That's what's up. You're darn right you're in the right place. And I say that with conviction. Absolutely, because I know what I'm here to do. Like, this is my mission. My mission is to help. I was raised, like you said, go back to that one episode. I was raised by grandparents. So I was raised by grandparents. You already know what's one of the things that it's probably one of the first things they teach, your grandparents teach you, help other people. Straight up. My grandparents, Southern Baptist out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Help other people. Help other people. That's something that was instilled in me since I was a little boy. Help other people. I do that all the time. So yeah, you're in the right place, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help as much as I can. And I'm not just sitting in this spot just to sit in this spot. Like, I do research. I do homework. I tell y'all, I ain't no cap. I keep my pad. I got stuff written down. You see these pages. Like, it's stuff on here. Like, I'm in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here. You know what I'm saying? Just got out of surgery on Friday. I'm in this boot, but I'm here. I still did a live stream. I still showed up for y'all on Friday. I still showed up for y'all on Monday. Yeah, I could have been sitting down on, laying on my sofa with my foot up, but I wanted to be here with y'all because there's an obligation. It's my responsibility. Straight up. Like, that's how I take this. It's serious. To me, it's serious. Like, this ain't no game. Like, I'm here to help because I know how it was when I got into this game. Shout out to my mentor for helping me and lacing me and, giving me game, because he gave me a lot of game. I wouldn't be here today sitting down if it wasn't for him. So I got to give him all the respect in the world, straight up. And I will always say that. Like, I owe that dude a lot. He'll tell you, like, man, you did it, this and that, and this. And that's true. But at the end of the day, when you don't know something and somebody's willing to give you their energy and pour their heart into helping you get to where they are, man, you got to respect that. You got to value that. Like, I value that brother. Like, that's my guy right there. That's my big brother, man. Like, for real. Like, utmost respect to him, man. Always. He can't do no wrong in my eyes. Like, that's where I'm at with him. Straight up. I wouldn't be here today without him. I wouldn't be. Someone will probably say, well, you're a disciplined guy. You put in the work and this and that. That's very true. Right? That's very, very true. But I got like some extra hand in the game. Like, he gave me some things that help close my learning curve a lot. He gave me that extra research. He gave me that extra game to where, I didn't have to do a lot of fumbling. You know what I mean? He did a lot of the fumbling for me. So, I respect that and I value that. And let's be real, y'all. Y'all know most people ain't giving you their energy today. People are selfish. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. A debt money can't repay. Boy, what? That's what's up Without Prejudice. Say it again. A debt money can't repay. Absolutely. But he know though. He know he call on me. He know I'm showing up for him. He ain't even no question. I wouldn't even think twice. He called me for anything. I'm showing up. I don't care what it is. It ain't got to even be nothing in trading. Like, that's just where I'm at. Like, that's how much I value him and value what he's given me, that energy. You know what I mean? Like, gave me game. You know what I'm saying? And man, I am so blessed to even have that brother, you know what I'm saying, in my life, in my corner. That's why I call him my big brother, because that's how he is. That's the level of respect I have for him. In the South, where I'm from, people that take you up under their wing, we call them, that's how you address them, my big brother. You know what I mean? Because that's what a big brother would do, right? You take a little brother up under the wing, show him the ropes, all of those kinds of things. But yeah, just had to say that, man. Like, it's always important that I always say that for me, because also for me, it also never lets me forget where I came from. That's why I'm here today. Because what he did for me, I want to do for y'all. I want to pass that. I want to pass that torch. Have my carbon footprint. This is a way that I give back, straight up, and that's what I'm here for. So, but I like that. A debt money can't repay. Ooh, that's deep. That's deep. That's deep. But that's what's up, y'all. It's been another cool day today. If y'all jumped in with me on a trade, we banked. We made a little bit of bread today. It was a nice, cool day today. Like, cool, simple. We had news. News popped in. Didn't really do too much on news. It was kind of but whatever. You know, we take it like it come. We had a great Monday, considering everything that was going on the weekend. If you made bread today, log out. Close your charts right now. Close them. Close your charts. Like, well, let me say this. Log out of your accounts. Keep your charts up, because I always recommend keeping your account, your charts up, so you can just kind of see what price action is doing, but make sure you're logged out of your accounts. So we ain't never tempted to get no trade. I've already logged out of my accounts. One and done. So there it is. But yeah, once again, I definitely appreciate y'all, spending time with me here today. Like I told y'all, I would show up for y'all, regardless of surgery and all of that crap. Like, I'm still here. I'm going to be here. And we're all on a mission together. We're going to ride this train. We're going to get to that place of profitability. We're going to get to that place of discipline. We're going to get to that place of not FOMOing, of exercising professional acumen, exercising business acumen, protecting our capital, treating our accounts with respect. Like, that's where we're headed to. We're headed to that place. So if you own this train with me, stay locked in. Don't get off. No reason to. And we're going to get there. And I appreciate all of y'all here. Like me up. Before we get out of here, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all once again. I had a great Monday with y'all. Be looking forward to tomorrow with y'all. And man, have a blessed remainder of y'all day. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all very much for being here. Oh, shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to our co-founders, Juvier, Scalp God. Love them dudes with all my heart. And see y'all tomorrow.